Up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Still Slaps Music Commentary, Music Reviews. Today, we have a little bit of something different. We are going to be taking a closer look at Rolling Stone's 500 greatest songs of all time. Now, we're going to be doing things a little different. They just came out with this list today. At the time of this video, it's 7:20 Eastern time. I saw the list. I didn't get through all of it, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm gonna do something a little different. Instead of just making a video on the whole list and giving my opinion on the whole list as a whole, I am going to play a little ranking game. So what we're gonna do, we've got, for this portion of the video, this is ranging from the list. I took the 2000s. We're gonna start with the 2000s, and we're gonna start with the 2010s. So we're gonna start with those two decades. The way I did this, I went on their list, and for the 2000s, what I wanted to do to start it off, to make things simple, because I couldn't get through the whole list in one setting. I just didn't have the time for that. It's 500 songs, guys. So I wanted to take the first 5 songs that I saw from the 2000s, no matter if it's hip hop, no matter if it was country, no matter if it was electronic music. I said, okay, the first 5 songs that I see on this first run through, in the 500 through, I went 500 through the 400. I believe it stopped around like the 480 point, where I got to the first 5 songs that they ranked on that list from the 2000s, and I did the same thing with the 2010s. So the first 5 that I came through from the 2000s, we've got Kanye Stronger. That was the first song that ranked at number 500 on their list. And I'm not gonna comment on where they placed their ranking for the list. I'm just gonna comment on, we're gonna rank, this is gonna be my personal preference of where I rank these songs, okay? So Kanye Stronger, Lil Wayne, A Milli, Lady Gaga, Bad Romance, Dixie Chicks, Goodbye Earl, and 50 Cent in the Club. Now, that's an interesting first 5. Right off the bat, it's really unfortunate for Dixie Chicks, because Dixie Chicks is the last. For me, Dixie Chicks ranks last on this list, and it's really unfair because, like I said, I'm just gonna rank these. I'm ranking these in the order that my preference is. That's last on this list. Dixie Chicks, Goodbye Earl. Good little country song, but ranks last for me. I'm not listening to that as a preference. The second last song is going to be, this might surprise you guys. My second last song is going to be A Milli by Wayne. I think A Milli is a great hip hop track. I do think that it is a little overrated. Hear me out before you dislike the video. I think for the time that A Milli came out, Wayne was on fire around that time. A Milli was definitely a moment for Wayne in his career, and he had been on that second heat wave of just coming out with great music. But A Milli as a whole, as a song, if we're talking about it as a hip hop song, A Milli is it's Wayne rapping. He's rapping, but he's rapping over this very minimal bass heavy beat, and the beat gets very redundant very, very quick. I think that we have to be honest with ourselves. The beat gets very, very old very, very quick. And then on top of that, Wayne's not even You know, Wayne, there's no chorus. You know, you could argue that the chorus is the sample, so which is just the repetition for the milli for the sample, for the vocal, that vocal effect, and that's it. So, not that it's a bad track, but I'm definitely putting out of the three, In the Club, Bad Romance, Stronger. Yeah, a milli has to go. A milli has to be the a milli has to be third. A milli has to be third on this list. So we have left Mr. Kanye West himself, Mr. 50 Cent himself, and we have Lady Gaga, Bad Romance. Lady Gaga, Bad Romance is a great, I think that's a great song. I think it's a good song. I think for what it is, it's a great, nice little anthem. One of her biggest songs, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Her personality comes out on that song a lot. And she puts on a great performance. She really does give you, she gives you herself. You could tell that is a performance. So Bad Romance, for me, I rank Bad Romance as the, I rank Bad Romance above a milli. So that puts, we got Dixie Chicks last. We've got a milli above Dixie Chicks with Goodbye Earl. And then we've got Gaga, Bad Romance. So Bad Romance is number 3 for me. That's just what it is. Great song, great performance as a whole. Gotta give it to Lady Gaga. Now, final 2, Stronger and In the Club. It's really funny that it came down to this. I was laughing to myself when this happened, because this is as sincere as it gets. And we know that Kanye and 50 battled it out decades ago, a decade ago, well over a decade ago, with their track battle, with their album battle. And we had to see that battle, and that was a nice little battle. This is actually pretty hard for me, because you know what? I definitely appreciate Stronger. I'm grateful that it is one of Kanye's bigger tracks. And it's done a lot. It's done a lot for him, and it's got some nice production. I'm a Daft Punk. I listen to Daft Punk. I like Daft Punk a lot. But Daft Punk in this instance, mixed with Kanye, I think it was a smart move for Kanye. I think Stronger it made a huge impact. Now, 50 In the Club, man, you can't deny that executive production from Dre, those cinematic strings that really make that daunting atmospheric feel on that beat. And then, of course, the way the drums knock, and of course 50's signature hook and intro. Man, that's tough. But I am going to say this. I rank In the Club. I rank In the Club second. Kanye takes first for the 2000s. Yeah, you guys some of y'all are gonna hate me. Some of y'all are getting arthritis from clicking the dislike button, but I'm sorry. That's just what it is. That's just what it is, man. That's just what it is. Kanye Stronger takes it over In the Club. Yeah, that's me. So for the 2010s, the first 5 that I ran into, that I put on this list for this first section of the rankings for the 2010s. First 5, we have Lizzo, Truth Hurts. We've got Lil Nas X, of course, with Old Town Road. Sigh. We've got The Weeknd, House of Balloons, we've got Solange, Cranes in the Sky, and we've got Azalea Banks, 212. Now, first one right off the rip that's in last place is Azalea Banks, 212. Just not really my style. I think that is definitely the weaker song in this ranking. So yeah, that's definitely last. The one above that that's taking fourth place for me is going to be Lizzo, Truth Hurts. I could not get on board with that piano melody that's in that track. So yeah, we got Lizzo, Truth Hurts. I love her expression in that song, and the way her dynamic is, as far as, that expression and that performance really comes out in that song. So I got her taking fourth. Third place, we've got Lil Nas X with Old Town Road. I swear, man, if Nelly ain't on this list somewhere soon for Country Grammar, or if you want to go and take a ride with me, if he's not on this list somewhere eventually on Rolling Stone's greatest 500 songs of all time, then somebody is going to be getting a phone call from me over at the office of Rolling Stone, because Lil Nas X Old Town Road is way too soon to be saying that song is a greatest song of all time. It's only been out going on almost 3 years now. It's only been 3 years, and the song, man, that's a rant for another day. I just know that Nelly or any other those other hip hop acts that have definitely blended in that country-esque feel better be on the list, because he's not the first one to have done that. Yeah, but that's third place. Second place for me, Solange, Cranes in the Sky. It's a beautiful song, man. Very, very beautiful. Not really too much activity as far as it stays in its lane, as far as the key of the song, and just the zone that it's in. I love how just beautiful the atmosphere of the song is for that. So that took second place for me. And of course, first place for me for this section of the 2010s is gonna be The Weeknd, House of Balloons. Great song, great little, that tape, man, or album, I believe it's an album. That album is definitely on par for one of the more, for the 2010s, that album / mixtape, if it's a mixtape, was a big deal in the way it was ahead of its time with a lot of the way that thing sounded. So yeah, no question, House of Balloons is definitely first place out of all these for the first 5. So that's how we're gonna do it, guys. We're gonna continue going on a cycle. I'm gonna try to get as much out as I can. It's a huge list. It's 500 songs, like I said, but I'm gonna try and, like I said, I'm gonna do it strategically that way. The first 5 songs that I see from, and I'm gonna try to do it in order. I want to try to mix it up, do like a 80s to 90s, and kind of do that little cycle. And it'll be the same thing, just like it was in this video. It'll be the first 5 songs that I see from the 80s. I'm gonna rank them, by preference, what I feel is my listening preference on which one I would go to, which one is better than the other. And same thing, 90s, I'll do the same thing, and then we'll just keep going a cycle. It'll be fun. Comment below what your ranking is gonna be for these two decades. Comment below. I want to hear what you guys think. And yeah, this will be fun. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks again for checking in, guys. I'm Shuby, repping for Still Slaps. And yeah, 2010s, 2000's. Wow. 2000s. Yeah, Rolling Stones, 500 greatest hits songs of all time. Yeah. Kanye, Lil Wayne, Gaga, Dixie Chicks, 50 in the Club, Lizzo, Lil Nas X, The Weeknd, Solange, Azalea Banks. Still slaps.